Okay, so when we're working in the mouth, a couple of things that I want to invite and say. Let whatever your intuition says guide you. Like, I'm going to suggest some stuff, but the mouth is a really sensitive place, and not that many people have really spent much time massaging the inside of their mouth. So if I say to do anything and it's like not feeling good to you, feel free to not do it. If you have a question, just unmute yourself and speak up, because I won't be looking at the chat probably. Yeah, and then keep coming back to your breath. If you have any big feelings come up, sometimes that can happen with the mouth, just let them express. And have, I guess I should have said this before, but if something comes up that you just feel like you have to remember, a pen and paper close by is helpful. Okay, so we just did the external massage of the face and the mouth. So now we're going to start to work with the internal. And we're just going to start by bringing attention to the lips. I'm going to move your mouth. You don't need to do anything. So just start by massaging the lips a little bit. And again, you'll know what pressure feels good for you. I'm a person who's like, I really like deep massages, and often when I massage myself, like I have like a vice grip. My hands are like really accustomed to being pretty strong. But with this face massage, I've been really wanting to be a lot softer in my touch. So I just want to invite awareness of, like, if you have a pattern of touching your body or massaging your body with a particular kind of intensity, maybe just try what's abnormal for a few minutes and see if it gives you more information too, or a different kind of information. So I'm going to start pulling the lips away from the face a little bit, and I'm spreading the skin of the lips in opposite directions. And you'll see in the anatomy pictures that there are muscles around the mouth that are mouth shaped. So as you start to feel around the lips, start to move past the lips as well. And explore some of the inner cheek area, kind of up towards the nose. I'm going to recommend that you all work with both sides. So you go back and forth between sides, and maybe work with whatever kind of energy you have. So if one arm is starting to get tired, then go to the other side. And I'll work a little back and forth between sides with Ayana. So now you can see that I'm coming more to their cheek. And I have my thumb in Ayana's mouth, and then my index finger and middle finger are helping me squeeze their cheek. And I'm making like kind of little circles with my thumb. And I'm just feeling the texture of the cheek. There are thin muscles inside the cheek. Okay? And you might feel certain bands of muscle in the cheek. Okay. So then we're going to start to explore some of the muscular attachments for the cheek muscles. And so here you can let one finger come up to your cheekbone, um, and the hand on the inside of the mouth is moving all the way up to the cheekbone. And you want to pull the muscle of the cheek away from the cheekbone. And as you start to move maybe back towards the jawline, you can pull the muscle away from the jawline. So we're pulling the muscle away from the bone. I'm going to do the other side. So if you're going back and forth between sides, then you spend a few minutes on one side and then go to the other side. And I want to encourage everyone just to kind of like feel around in there. So right now we're feeling the cheek, the inner cheek. And you're just exploring the tissue of your cheek, the muscle of your cheek, just exploring in there. So there's no right way to explore. You just got to be curious. If you find places that are really sore or tender, or if you feel like there's some kind of like big knot or bunchy bit of muscle, then you can spend more time there. And again, I'm going to play with pulling the muscle away from the bone. So I'm feeling where Ayana's cheek muscle is attaching to their jaw and their cheekbone. And I'm pulling the tissue away from the bone. Now I'm going to start to trace the attachment along the lines of the jaw and along the lines of the teeth. So I'll start on the lower jaw, and I'm going to push my finger down kind of underneath their teeth, under their lip, to feel that line where there's an attachment of the cheek to the bone. But now I'm going to let my finger trace the attachment. So I'm not squeezing the cheek muscle anymore. I'm just feeling that place where the cheek is attaching to the skeleton, to the skull. And you might notice that in the attachment, as you run your finger along it, you're tracing the line of the bone, and that's great. The bone sometimes, it can feel really good to kind of run your fingers along the line of the bone. I've been working a lot with awareness of the tension in my mouth for the last number of months. And, you know, the more you practice awareness, the more sensitive you become. And I've really been sensitive to how much tension I hold in the roots of my teeth recently. It's been pretty profound. So this kind of massage, I might feel the roots of the teeth. Oops, my hand was blocked. Okay. Now, if you go all the way back, and I'm pointing it out on the video, but all the way back to where the jaw kind of comes up to the ear, you'll feel the inner portion of that bone that's kind of back alongside your molars. And you can bring your fingertip to trace that portion of the bone. And this is called the ramus of your mandible. And you might want to try and feel for the length of that bone. Can you trace that up to the top and the bottom? And here I'm definitely gonna say, like, if you're pressing really hard, be careful. You don't want to press too hard. And too hard would just feel painful. So don't press to where it hurts. And then I'll feel for the other side. So I'm letting my finger trace the line of Ayana's mandible, their chin bone, kind of tracing along their lower teeth roots, the attachment of the cheek. And then I'm going back and tracing the line of the jaw, the lower jaw, where it starts to arc up towards the cheekbone. And then I'm going to let that exploration move to the upper teeth. So now I'm going to, again, kind of feel the seam where their cheek attaches to their skull, and here where their cheek flesh is attaching to their cheekbone. Yeah, let yourself take nice deep breaths. I did this massage to myself earlier, and I was really struck by how much my gut relaxed, because we're working with fascia that's continuous through the digestive tract. So let your belly kind of just receive your breath. And as your face releases tension, just kind of let your face melt. Okay. So now I'm going to start to move inside the teeth. So Ayana's going to have to let me get in between their teeth a little bit. So here I'm gonna press away from their mouth. So you can relax your tongue there. So I'm kind of just, again, massaging the roots of the teeth. And I can actually move my fingertips back along the roots of their back molars. And I can go pretty far back, their back molars. So I'm kind of just massaging the roots of the teeth. And then I'm going to massage the roots of their upper teeth. And tickle. Okay. And now I'm going to start to go underneath their tongue. So here, let your tongue relax, let your jaw relax. Okay. So as much as possible, keep your tongue and jaw relaxed as you do this. Now I can press underneath their tongue into their lower palate. And here I've got one hand underneath their chin because that's the direction I'm pushing. So I'm letting my fingertip kind of explore the space underneath the tongue. And so this is like your chin, right? The inside surface of your chin. And you might be surprised how deep you could get a finger in there. Now the connective tissue band that runs kind of the central length of the tongue on the bottom side, I think it's called the frenulum. It doesn't really want to be pushed, but it doesn't mind being pulled. So if you take a finger on one side and kind of like pull it to the other side, you can release that connective tissue band. And then I'm really going to try and explore back at the root of the tongue. Is that okay? Nothing too weird. So as far back as I can get on one side where the tongue is connecting, kind of to the sides of the inner mouth. And now massaging the tongue is kind of funny because you have to stick your tongue out, and then you have to grab it and relax your tongue. But then your tongue is going to slide back into your mouth. So try and massage your tongue. I'm curious to hear if anyone in here has ever done this before, massage their tongue. And then go ahead and just pause. So pause. Let your mouth relax. You notice the sensation inside your mouth. You notice any kind of awareness or sensation in your teeth, in your throat, in your face. Take a minute with this, like just let everything settle for a moment, kind of feel things out, get a sip of water if you need.